the console. Okay. So on this console, okay, it's as simple as this. Okay. So these kind of languages are called high level languages. Okay. And Python is one among them. Okay. Python usually um, can be treated as an interpreted language. Okay. So rather than C and other languages, they are called compiled ones. Okay. Because before even executing it, before even converting it to machine, before even executing it, okay, the compiler converts it into a machine code in the case of C, whereas in Python, okay, we execute it line by line. Okay, using an interpreter, we execute it line by line. Like the interpreter treats every line and converts it into byte code at every line. Okay, so next thing is like nowadays every domain or else every business situation, okay, people are trying to do something or else people are trying to um, show some, if they want to show a quick demos or if they want to convert that into a quick application. Okay, so people are trying to use Python because of its readability or else because of its the ease of programming in that language. Okay, let's say if you take um, domains like IoT, okay, Python, sorry, blockchain.
Would you be able to increase the font if you don't mind, please? Is that the
One
only
second.
size, font size?
1 second. So you can see.
That's fine. If it's not that straightforward, it's okay.
No. 1 second. It should save. Is it good?
I don't know.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Or is it too much?
I'm fine with that. I'll leave it to
Okay.
the rest.
Okay. So, okay. So I'm just going through the different domains or else different areas that where Python being used. Okay. So I'll say artificial intelligence instead of machine learning. Okay, automation. Like either we can say testing automations also. Okay, quality and those things. Okay, and yeah, mostly I would talk about only these things. Okay, so let's say if you have IoT, Internet of Things area. Okay, where you have devices like Arduino or Raspberry Pi or some other resource. Okay, if they want to connect these two things, okay, Python is being used there, and we have protocols like and we have libraries for protocols like MQTT or PubNub or any other internet based protocol. Okay, internet protocols. Okay, and quickly we can turn our ideas into a tangible application using Python. We can do that quickly. We can have some kind of a quick demo with that in few minutes. Like we're just going to see how can we automate an email sending process. Okay, using Python. I doubt that. Okay, you might have seen it before, but I just want to show that to you in my demo also. Okay, and I want to show you one more small demo which where you can where you can see a classic example of how the APIs can be developed using Python in using a module called Flask. Okay, so that thing also we're going to see in a couple of minutes. Okay, so in the blockchain area also, like blockchain is simply nothing but immutable hype ledger kind of thing, okay, where you can store every it's a decentralized hype immutable ledger kind of thing, okay. So even in this domain, we use Python as mostly to write our backend infrastructure code, okay. Like rather than in the front end side, we use Python mostly in the backend side, okay, for developing our servers or else setting up our infrastructure, okay. And one more thing under the automation, I can say in the area DevOps as well. Testing also, okay. Let me write it like this, okay. So, and one more prominent area that's Python is being used is like artificial intelligence. Like in this one, like nowadays people are using Python because of the availability of the various modules or else packages that we have in Python. Okay, we have NumPy, a package which can be used to perform numerical operations. Like suppose if you want to calculate or else if you want to predict something like, okay, I just want to see which category you falls under. I just want to predict, okay, whether you're going to buy this product or not. I just want to predict whether you the house in a particular location, okay, by considering the previous data that I have available with me. So sometimes the data can be in the form of a text form, okay. Everything cannot be everything right away cannot be machine learning supported data, okay. We have to take the data, we have to look into the data, and we have to analyze it, we have to convert that into a numerical form, because the formulas will deal with only the numeric numbers, right? So this NumPy actually helps us to do that, perform those numerical operations. Let's say mean, calculating mode, all these any algebraic equation we can perform using this NumPy, okay. Like in the case of linear regression, we use a formula called y equals to mx plus c, okay. So these kind of formulas, okay, we can use to prepare c, to prepare m, to prepare x, okay. We use NumPy for for that, okay. And this is one of the easiest ways comparing to the other languages, okay. We do it in Python actually, okay. And we have one more library called pandas. This is a library that can be used for data manipulations, okay. Okay, so this data can be used, suppose this is a library. Suppose if you get an Excel sheet with you consisting of all your data related to a particular location, which has some real estate information saying that, okay, this area code is so and so, this has some school zone, this has school zone, yes or no, something like that. And it has stores nearby, and it is 15 kilometers to the nearest town or city, something like that. So it has few parameters that we have considered to categorize it as area to an area to buy or not, something like that. There are two categories, either you buy or not, okay. And we have just four or five parameters that we are considering before even taking that decision, okay. So those things, okay, you have been provided with an Excel sheet, okay. So now our job is to take that Excel sheet, go through the data, convert the data into suppose if people write it in human language, saying that, okay, if it is school zone, they will say that, okay, yes or no, something like that. Whereas in for a computer or else for an algorithm, I cannot give yes or no. Whereas I can give it, I can convert that into a numeric by saying that I can consider yes as 1, I can say no as 0. Like I can convert that into a binary thing, so that I can feed it to my formula, like the k nearest neighbors formula or any other formula for categorization. Okay, so this conversion of what is that, the text to numerics, or changing a column values, okay, uh, getting some more information, or else extracting some more information from a column or a row wise operation. Okay, all these data related operations we can do using pandas library. There is one more library called pandas library, and one more thing is called matplotlib. This is actually in the name itself we have plot. Actually, we can actually see the graphs for data. Okay, we can just visualize. We can visualize the data. I can simply say that. Okay, I can visualize the data that we have. So this matplotlib library is used as used as a tool to visualize our data. Okay, and we have one more thing called sklearn. Sorry, we have one more thing called sklearn or scikit-learn. We call it as sklearn or scikit-learn. Okay, so this is the main library that has, or else that consists of, different algorithms like linear regression, okay, nearest neighbors. Okay, so other etc. Languages, KNN algorithm, something like that. Okay, so all these algorithms are actually defined into methods in this particular module. We just have to import it, and we just have to, by just taking all this data, or else which we have prepared for this algorithm. Okay, we just have to provide this data to this linear regression method that we are going to import from sklearn. Okay, so that's how we can perform any machine learning related projects, or else we can any applications that we can do. Let's say in tomorrow, if someone has given you an application to predict something like, okay, while you're going on an e-commerce site, okay, what is the conversion rate of a user to purchase a particular product? Okay, how can you suggest a user based on his purchase history of a specific product, something like that, like the way YouTube is recommending you the videos that you are going to watch, okay, based on your watch history. Okay, so all these decisions kind of thing, okay, being done, can be done actually provided you have enough information, and provided you have knowledge on these kind of modules, okay, in Python language. Okay, so this can be achieved in Python. This can be achieved using Python language. Okay, any recommendation engines you can build, any mostly recommendations or predictions kind of thing. Okay, these kind of applications you can build using using Python programming language. Okay, so any questions or any doubts there in this specific topics? Can I go ahead? Hello. Okay, so I'm just going ahead. Next thing. So along with this machine learning programming, we can just automate some daily tasks, or else some program some professional task, or anything. We can write it in program, and we can say, okay, execute this so and so task, so and so times, on so on in so and so manner, something like that. We can automate a specific process using Python. Let's say in DevOps. Okay, let's say suppose I want to spin up some clusters, okay, Kubernetes clusters, or if I want to spin up some Docker containers. Okay, I can just write a Python script. okay, saying that, okay, take this so and so image, have this so and so configuration, okay, attach it to run a specific program in that container and spin up like 2 to 3 clusters, something like that, on a specific domain, or else on a specific area. Sorry, yeah, I can call it, I can call domain or something like that. I can perform such operations also using Python. Okay, I can write a script for to do this specific thing. And when it comes to testing, okay, you have suppose you have a website, okay, where you are accepting some kind of orders. You have a restaurant website, okay, you're taking some orders and you are showing the delivery status of those orders or something like that. If you have these, if you have a website like this, okay, if you want to see, okay, how effectively this before even releasing the application, I can just do a manual testing of that application, or else I can just test the application using Python also. Like I can just mimic the behavior of a manual tester. Okay, I can just go to a field, I can enter whatever data I want. Okay, and all these things I can do it from a program. Okay, instead of a manual tester, I can do it in fraction of seconds, like in some limited time I can do that. Okay, and an n number of times I can perform the same testing procedure, or else I can write different test cases also. Like, let's say if I give some 15 length word, okay, what would the result? Okay, if I give some 0 length, if I give nothing, how the system is behaving. Okay, these kind of test cases I can predefine it in my script, and I can just run it and I can get the results. Okay, there is a module called, or there is a library called Selenium. There is a framework called Selenium actually. Okay, so that particular framework will give you will give you the access, or it will give you the ability to test your any web applications. Okay, write test scripts for any web applications. And one more area that Python is being used nowadays is like API development. And suppose if someone is looking for any career opportunities, or in Python, okay, using Python, I would suggest like API development is one of the areas that is more in demand right now. Like API is nothing but by definition we can say application programming interface, something like that. Like, say, suppose I have I'm running actually a stock service. Okay, like I'm running a stock service where I have all the stock related information with me right now. Like, I have the present stock information, I have the history for last 5 years, the stock information of last 5 years of so and so of the top 5 performing stocks or something like that. Okay, so now as a provider, I just want to give it to the external source, right? External world. Okay, so how would I do that? Okay, how someone will get access to the stock information that I have right now? Stock information with I have some stock information of present and past 5 years. Okay, now I just want to suppose if you want to get stock information of a specific stock. Okay, how would you get that information? Can anyone tell me that? Like, how would you get that information?
You query some provider who has the information.
Yes, you query some, or else simply say that, okay, you can just go to Google and you can just ask the, okay, what is the Google sorry, we'll get the Google stock itself, like how Google is performing, something like that. Google stock is performing the present day and past 5 years, like what was its performance, how was it performance, something like that. But here is the catchy point. Okay, what I would ask, like, okay, suppose if I want to integrate this information into my own application where I'm building a recommendation engine. I'm building actually a recommendation engine to, I would say, personal recommendation engine, saying that, okay, uh, personal recommendation engine, which gives me, okay, which stock to buy, something like that. It will never happen, but we cannot predict it that easily. But I'm just giving for demo sake, okay. I'm building a simple personal recommendation engine which is going to recommend me, okay, saying that, Rajiv, okay, just buy this stock on this particular day, maybe you get some good returns, something like that. I just want to build this application using Python. Assume that, okay, I'm just building this application using Python, and I need this information, right? So how can I do this one? As someone said right just now, I could go to Google, or else I could just go to the service provider and I can ask him, okay, give me the information that you have for Google for today, for present data and past 5 years data, right? I can just go to it and I can ask him, request him, and he will give me in the form of some Excel sheet or something like that. Is that right or wrong? That could be one of the possible things that might happen, right? Anyone? Yeah. Okay, but I don't want it like that. Okay, every time I don't want to go to him, and I don't want to get it in an Excel sheet, read it, my program. I don't want to read it from an Excel sheet or something like that. Okay, I don't know whether he would give me every time or not. Okay, so what if compared to this process, okay, what if I provide some access, okay, if this is my stock information, and this stock information is being stored in a database time to time, okay, information stored in database time to time, okay, and we have given, or else we have added, I'll tell you what is API. I have integrated with, or else I have exposed an endpoint, or else I have exposed and developed an API, okay, which actually something like this, which actually looks something like this. Suppose, okay, stock get stock Google, something like that, GOGL, something like that. Okay, it's code for Google. I assume that, okay, it's code for Google. Okay, this is one API. Sorry, this is one endpoint. Okay, and the other endpoint is Google stock past, something like that. Okay, so I have these two stocks, these two APIs. Okay, I have these two APIs, okay, which can directly, or else, sorry, I have this API which can directly talk to this database. Okay, suppose I have, if assume that if I have stored the information in a database, okay, I can integrate this API to this database, and I can get the information through these endpoints. Okay, and I can connect this personal recommendation engine to this database via an API. So APIs are nothing but a connection, a means of connection to your data sources, or else to your mostly data sources. Mostly we extract the data, or else to any to any uh, uh, to any exchange of information from one source to another source. Okay, we can just use the API API methods to get connected and to exchange the information, or else mostly exchanging the information. So here in this case, we will use the we will call this as stock API. I would simply call it as stock API. Okay, so I would use stock API, which is exposed by so and so X person, which has the stock information of so and so 5 stocks present and past 5 years. Okay, and I would integrate it with my Python recommendation engine, and that is how I can actually do it, or else I can actually achieve it using a program. Okay, and this all can be done. Fortunately, this all can be done using Python. Okay, the same can be, see, if you ask me, okay, Rajiv, can't other languages perform the same operation? I would say yes. Okay, if you take the same concept, in Java, or else in Kotlin, or else in Node.js, all these can perform this operation, whatever I've been telling you. All these perform these things. But if you ask me, Rajiv, can Java or else can Kotlin has these libraries, or else can these other languages has has modules has modules that support blockchain operations, has modules that support IoT operations? I would say they don't have. Like let's say Node.js. If you take a language called Node.js is mostly used for API development. Like I would say 90% they're used for backend servers, or else backend API development only. Okay, they don't have access to develop something. They don't have the ability to develop something in the field of artificial intelligence, or else in the field of IoT or anything. Okay, if you take Java, Java will have various libraries. I don't want to take that. If you take Kotlin, okay, Kotlin mostly used for Android development previously, but now they're using it for API development also. Okay, but if you ask me, do they have any blockchain related content? I don't know. They don't have it right away. They might have it in future, but they don't have it right away. Okay, and they don't have the community support that we have for Python. Okay, so all these libraries, okay, they have been here in the internet, like from past over a decade now, I believe, like more than that. Okay, when I started learning, I used to write some simple projects on these NumPy, or using pandas, matplotlib, or sklearn. That is 10 years ago from now. Okay, so I would simply say that, okay, discuss by discussing all these various areas. Okay, I would say Python is the only language that can give you the ability to explore all these listed areas that I have given here, or that I'm showing here. Suppose if you learn how Python actually works, okay, how to write a simple code in Python, okay, that will give you the ability to understand the areas, the different areas that it has. Okay, like the API development, the automation the development, or else the machine learning development, or else the blockchain development and IoT development. All these can be understood if you have a basic knowledge on Python. Okay, so that's how it is different from other languages, and that's the advantage of learning Python language actually. So if you ask me, don't other languages have their own advantages? Yes, they do have their own advantages, like Java or Kotlin or any other. They do have their own like advantages, but as of today, we have Python as a topic. Okay, and considering other parameters also, like readability, ease of learning, okay, these things, I would say if someone is a new someone is a beginner in the programming, okay, forget about machine learning or any other thing. Okay, if he just wants to get his hands dirty with in the programming area, okay, so I would recommend to go with the Python language. Okay, so if you start with C, you might get some at some point, maybe someone will get confused, like, okay, what is the memory, like why we are taking 2 bytes, why we are taking 4 bytes, or something like that. If you don't want to get confused, if you just want to learn easily, like with a simple English language, okay, I would say learn with start with Python. Okay, so far we have just covered, okay, in what areas, in how many ways, okay, we can use Python. Okay, the Python is being used. Okay, can I go ahead with the next one? or do you have any questions in this discussed topic? So far discussed the topic. Anyone has any questions or any doubts?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So now I'll just ask you, like, what is actually programming? Okay, how can we relate it to our daily life actually? Okay, so I'll just try to explain you by taking a simple example, saying that, okay, suppose I would pick one person from the participant list, if that is okay. Suppose I have Sunil with me here. Okay, please don't mind Sunil. Okay, so Sunil, I'm just giving an instruction to him. Okay, saying that, okay, Sunil, if someone is going to okay, Sunil, just switch on some light or something like that, or switch on a fan or something like that. Okay, switch on a motor. Okay, forget about light or fan. I asked Sunil, okay, switch on a motor. Okay, so what is, if you decode that, okay, if you dissect that instruction, okay, what did you understand from that instruction? Can anyone tell me that? Do you have any immediate questions on that instruction?
Probably need to define the terms like switch and motor before giving instruction.
Okay, so first of all, we used a simple English language. So we used a language just to communicate. Okay, what my thoughts? Okay, what I have some thought, like I just want the motor to be turned on. Okay, so I told Sunil in a language which he can understand, saying that, okay, Sunil, switch on the motor. Okay, that's what I told him. Okay, immediately Sunil he got a doubt. Okay, saying that, okay, Rajiv, you asked me to switch on the motor, but how long should I switch it on, or else at what time should I switch it on? Something like that. Okay, so and assume that you have 4 or 5 motors with you in that room. Assuming, okay, he just went into that room, he just got confused. Okay, so Sunil might ask me, okay, saying that, okay, Rajiv, you told me to switch on a motor, but which motor is that? Okay, you want me to switch on? Okay, so I'm just saying switch on motor 1. Okay, for this instance, I'm just saying switch on motor 1. Now I improvised my instruction a little more clear. Okay, saying giving a name to my variable, or else giving a name to my, here consider motor is a variable, or else motor 1 is a variable right now. Okay, in this instruction, this could be motor 1. In the next instance, it can be motor 2, right? In the further in the next instruction to that, maybe it can change it to motor 3, right? Suppose, okay, now we are done with the naming thing. Next, suppose Sunil got another doubt. Okay, Rajiv, how long should I switch it on? Should I just turn it on and come, or do I have to wait for some time? Okay, at what time should I switch it on? Something like that. Okay, so now I am going to give him another instruction saying that, okay, Sunil, switch on the motor for 5 minutes. Okay, so now he asked me another question. Okay, 5 minutes is fine by me. Okay, but I want to understand, okay, when I want to switch on the motor. Okay, so I told him, I improvised the instruction a little bit with some more information, saying, okay, Sunil, switch on the motor for 5 minutes when the time is 10 o'clock, or else when the time less than 10 o'clock, something like that, right? So if you understand the instruction that I've given you, you can see, you can discuss, okay, you can discuss different aspects of program, or different topics of programming. Okay, in the first instruction, I was very vague, like I was not clear about the instruction. Okay, in the second instruction, I've added some clarity to it by adding some variables to it. Okay, or by adding some variable to it. Okay, so there is a concept in programming where you can name your what we can say, values. We can give a name to your values, okay, and that can be called as variable, and that can be changed at that can be, or else that might change at every instance, okay. At one instance it can be motor 1 here, the other instance it can be motor 2, okay. Next to the third instruction that I've given him, I have added a concept of, or else I have introduced a concept of looping here, okay. I just want him to switch on the motor for 5 minutes. Like I just want him to hold that motor button. Assume that you have to hold the motor button. So I have to wait, or else I have to continuously press that motor button for 5 more minutes straight away. So what he's actually doing there, he's actually performing the same task again and again for 5 minutes, like for how many seconds? Like for 300 seconds, okay, he has to perform the same operation. So in programming, you have a concept called looping. Looping means executing the same instruction again and again for a certain period of time. Okay, you have an end time defined while you define the loop. Okay, like the way here I have defined, or else I have said, okay, this instruction has to be executed for 5 minutes. Was I clear there or not in the instruction? Okay, next thing, I've added one more condition, one more concept there, which is condition-based instruction. So I told him, Sunil, execute motor 1, run motor 1 for 5 minutes when the time is less than 10 a.m. or 10 p.m., something like that, right? So whenever I give this instruction to him, what Sunil would do right now, first of all, what he would do, when I asked Sunil that, okay, Sunil, run motor 1 for 5 minutes when time less than 10. Okay, what he should do, what a person should do right now, forget about the program or anything. What a person would do when I give this instruction. Can Kiran answer this question? How you think, Kiran? Like if I give you an instruction to you, how you think actually? Or anyone, like I don't want to name anyone, but
You go follow the instructions, right? You tell me to do
yeah,
something.
how you follow the instruction. Like let's say, okay, forget.
I understand the language that you're speaking, and then
No. Okay,
okay.
This is the instruction that I've given you. Okay,
Okay.
how would you process that instruction? Okay, understand my instruction. Kiran, run motor 1 for 5 minutes when time less than 10. Okay, this is my instruction. How would you process this instruction? What things you consider first? What things you consider last? Something like that. I just want to hear that.
Could you repeat that question? Kiran, run
Yeah.
the motor
Kiran,
5
yeah,
times.
Kiran, run the motor, okay, for 5 minutes. Sorry, run the motor 1 for 5 minutes when time less than 10 a.m.
Here the
Or
timing
else when
not
time
set.
equals
First
to
check the time, what the time is first.
Exactly. First we check the time. Okay. First we check the time. Okay. Now, okay. Suppose if time greater than 10, okay, if it is not equal to 10, assume, will you go to that motor 1 and will you perform that operation?
If it is before 10, I'll go to perform the operation.
If it is before 10, you would perform the operation, but if it is beyond 10, you won't perform the operation, right?
That's right.
So that's how the computer thinks. Like that's how you save the processing times and everything. Like you think you write the code to save your processing times and everything. Like here you start with the condition. If you start with the execution first, okay, like at the end of your execution, if you check if it is less than 10, by the time you check the condition, what would have happened? You would have switched on the motor, right? You understand that point? So here in this case, okay, I would just check the time first. Then I would just go there, okay, switch on the motor, wait for 5 minutes. Okay, I'll just wait, keep this waiting process, repeatedly doing the waiting process for 5 more minutes, 300 seconds, and I would exit that particular instruction. Okay, so this is how the computers will also work. Okay, like the way how human is interpreting the instruction, okay, computers will also interpret the same in the same way, maybe in more a little bit advanced way also, computers can perform multitasking, computers can perform complex data crunching or else complex operations, okay, within no time or else with less time. Okay, so this is the advantage of automating, or else this is the advantage of writing something using a programming language. Okay, so any doubts in this one? And the so far example. Hello. Okay, can I go ahead for next one? So basically, every programming language, the core concepts are like variables, loops, conditions. Okay, mostly these are the things that we will discuss. Even in Python also, we have variables, we have loops, we have conditions, and we have other topics also, like the data types. Okay, suppose integer will have a data type, floating has a separate data type. Okay, all these things. Okay, I just want to differentiate Python and other language by giving you another example. Okay, maybe I've given the same example in my previous trainings also. I would give the same example again. Suppose I have two people here right now with me, Vishal and Avinash. Okay, I'm just taking these two gentlemen as example. Okay, Vishal and Avinash. Okay, so for Vishal, I'm just saying that, okay, I'm just giving one set of command. For Avinash, I'm just going to give another set of commands. Okay, for Avinash, I just told him that, okay, Avinash, go and get me a red pen from room A, or else from that room, something like that. Okay, assuming that, and my assumption is that, okay, you have different boxes, and in each box you have different colored pens. Assume that. Okay, so this is my initial assumption. You're with me right now?
Yes,
So
sir.
far you're with me? Yeah. Okay, so you have a room full of boxes, and each box has different colored pens. Okay, every box has unique colors. Okay, like if box A contains blue color, box B contains red color, box C contains black color, something like that. Okay, so I have two people with me, Avinash and Vishal, with me right now. So I'm going to give instruction to Avinash saying that, okay, Avinash, go to that room and get me a red pen. Okay, and Vishal, I'm going to tell him that, okay, Vishal, go to that room, open box B, get me red pen. Okay, you understand the difference between these two instructions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now tell me, who will, so I have a couple of questions right now. If you understand it properly, I have a couple of questions. So with whom I would like to work, okay, in terms of my in terms of my comfort, like I don't have to work hard if I work with this guy. Whether I choose Avinash or Vishal.
Okay. See, the thing is, when coming to me, you have given me the specific instructions to pick a red color pen, but you didn't mention which box has the red color pen. But coming to Vishal, you specifically stated that go and pick the pen which is red in color from the box B. So you have given the instructions directly.
Okay, so which one I would like to work with when I consider comfort or ease of working, something like, which one I would pick, either Avinash or Vishal?
You will go for Vishal because directly you have given me you have given him the specific instructions to get the pen back and the work to be done on time. But if you coming to me, I have to search the pen and I have to interpret which box has the red pen and I have to search here and there and I have to pick it up.
Okay. Any other answers? Thanks, Avinash, first of all. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
so
Yes,
much.
sir.
Thank you. Any other
I feel
answers?
the same thing too, because
Mhm.
you're saying the box, you're mentioning what box number it is and saying what color you want.
Mhm.
So it's like you're shortening your, I mean, a question. Instead of for Avinash, we have to go and open each box and pick the red pens out of it. Such more
Mhm.
work than less work for me. So thank you.
Kiran, what is your opinion?
Could you repeat the question? I think I got lost between those two people.
Okay, I would say one more time. Okay, so I have two people, Vishal and Avinash with me. Okay, and I have room full of boxes, which has different colored pens in each box. Okay, so Avinash, I'm just saying, Avinash, go and get me red pen. That's it, simple instruction. But for Vishal, I'm just saying, Vishal, go and get me a red pen from box B, something like that. Red pen which is in box B, something like that. Okay, so this is my instruction. Okay, these two are my instructions for Vishal and for Avinash both. Now, my first question is, okay, when I think about that instruction, okay, when I think about that process, okay, which one I would really feel comfortable working with actually? Okay, this working with this guy is very easy. I don't have to do much job. Okay, he will take care of everything, something like that. Which one I would choose actually from either Avinash or Vishal? That's the question.
I think one is you don't have to go look for box B. If you go to the room and see the first box you open, you find the red pen, you bring it back. You don't really care. Whereas in the other one, you have to go into the room, find where the box B is, and then find the pen in there.
But if they're all labeled, assume that, okay, I'm assuming if they're all labeled, you don't have to do that, right? Like you don't have to search, right? I told you like for so-and-so box B, assuming that they're already labeled.
Then I think that's the easiest option then.
Okay, but I'll tell you something like, okay, now I have another question. Okay, park this question aside. I have another question. Who performs faster? Who executes the execution faster? Avinash or Vishal? Can you answer that question?
Whoever you ask, go give more details. That'll be
Okay.
faster.
Good. Exactly. In this case, yeah. Any other answers like Grace or Amulya? Any other answers? If not comfortable, that's okay. I'll continue. Okay. So in this case, okay, the second answer is right actually given by Kiran. Okay, which is like I have given him a clear instruction so that he won't get confused. Okay, there is no discussion of confusion there. Okay, there is no chance of confusion there actually. I'll just directly go to that room. I'll just look for B, okay, which is labeled there. Okay, just go there and just fetch it. There is no processing or anything. There is no other further processing required to execute that instruction. Whereas in the case of Avinash, okay, first of all, Avinash has to look for red pens in each box. Okay, he has to look for, okay, he has to open the box A. Okay, look for pen if there are pens or not. If he has to open box B, he has to look for either there are pens or not. If there are pens, whether they are red color or not. Assuming we have different items also in the box. I'm just assuming. Okay, so for Avinash, okay, executing the instruction would be difficult because he has to process the instruction. Okay, Rajiv asked me to fetch red pen, but he didn't even give me which box actually the red pen would be. The red pen might be. Okay, now it is my job to determine or else look for red pens in all the possible boxes that I have in that room. So this is the process that Avinash will go through. Okay, this is the thought process that Avinash will go through. And comparing this assuming that, okay, if he has to go through this thought process, okay, while he's going this thinking process, okay, assume Vishal would, if they have started at the same time, okay, they will reach the memory point or else they will reach the room at the same point, but Vishal will directly go to that box B, whereas Avinash will process the each box and he will look for the red pen. So this takes actually a bit time or else an extra time for Avinash to get the red pen. So execution wise, Avinash will be little slower than Vishal, right? When comfort wise, when it comes to the comfort question, okay, the first question that I have asked you, I would prefer Avinash actually rather Vishal. It's quite opposite answer which you have given, but I'll give you the explanation for that. Okay. Suppose anyone can give that. Anyone wants to give that explanation why I would prefer Avinash than Vishal
Yes, sir. I would like
in
to.
terms of comfort.
Yeah. I would like to add a sentence over here, but if I'm wrong, you please correct me. If I'm right, you please
Sure.
do that.
Sure.
See, coming to the comfort level, you have given me the instructions stating that it's an individual instruction and it's a plain instruction. It doesn't have any specific direction to go here and there to make sure
Hmm.
that he can get it at any point of time.
Hmm.
That is what I felt.
No. Thanks for that answer, first of all. But I would give another explanation for that. Why I would choose Avinash rather Vishal in terms of comfort. Okay, means like, okay, I don't have to worry about how many boxes are there in the room. I don't have to know in prior, okay, which box has red pens. So if I give you the instruction, okay, go to box B and get me the red pen, which means even before giving you an instruction, I had done some homework, right? Assuming that, okay, right? How would I know there are boxes and in the box B there are red pens if I don't do any work
Homework,
before
yes.
giving you an instruction, right? Am I right or wrong there?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree? Do you agree with me on that? So I'm thinking, okay, if I give execution, sorry, if I give instruction to Avinash, okay, I would simply say that, okay, Avinash will take care of everything. Okay, but if I give instruction to Vishal, okay, I have to, even before giving an instruction to him, I have to do some homework, or else I have to do some work and give the instruction to him, clear instruction to him. That's how I think actually. When it comes to the comfort, I'm saying, okay. So here I would label Vishal as C language or else some other languages. Okay, I would label Avinash as Python. Okay, so I can just say, with Python you would get that comfort of not doing much work, okay, not giving any clear instructions, not giving specific instructions, okay. But when it comes to C or else other languages, okay, what you have to do is, like, you have to know what is the memory size of integer, what is the memory size of float, what is where exactly in my memory, okay, at what address I'm going to store this particular variable, okay, how I'm going to retrieve it, okay, whether I'm printing it, okay, what variable I'm going to print it. Whereas in Python, okay, I don't have to say which variable I'm going to print, okay, which data type I'm going to print. I can just simply say that, okay, here I can just simply write, one second, print hello world. I can just simply say this one. Okay, so I don't have to say whether it is a word, a sentence, or else an integer or something like that. Okay, I don't have to mention anything. I didn't even mention that. Okay, in C, you have to say that, okay, when you're giving any print to the console, you just have to say that, okay, you have to declare or else say this integer, I'm going to get it displayed on the console. This word or this character, I just want to get it displayed on the console, something like that. Okay, anyone clear with that explanation? Do you agree, or do you have any points there actually? Anyone?
No, sir, I agree.
Okay, right. So Kiran, Sunil, you have any issues with the things that I told you?
That's clear. Yeah.
You're clear? Okay. Okay. So now let's directly jump into a simple demo, which it's nothing fancy. Okay, just a small program, a piece of program, which helps you to send an email to this guy. Okay, to this email. Okay, assume that you have an Excel sheet with the emails, and you have some similar content, or else suppose you are sending an invite to your friends, okay, and it has to be sent over a email. Assume that, okay. So what you can do is like you prepare an Excel sheet. Prepare an Excel sheet with email addresses. You can automate this process. Okay, the emails, and like typically how would you do? You do it manually, right? Like you just go to the Gmail, your Gmail, and you open what is it, each email address, okay, and you type, okay, dear so and so, dear so and so. It's a personalized email, something like that. You have to mention, okay, dear Kiran, dear Sunil, dear Vishal, Anand, something like that. Okay, it shouldn't be like a generic message. It has to be some kind of a personal message. Okay, so in that cases, if you want to do it in less time compared to the manual operation, okay, you would choose this thing. Okay, you would just use this Python automation, simple automation program. You just store your emails in an Excel sheet. Right now I'm not using any Excel sheet. I'm just straight away giving this simple single email address. Okay, I would just execute this project, sorry, this application. Oh, don't I have threads? 1 second. Oh, 1 second. I think I missed the threads part. Let me quickly restore that. I might have deleted it. Oh, now I can see it. Okay, let me pull up the email. Now you can see. Can you see this one? Right? Suppose if I change, like in front of you, if I change this to something. Hello from demo class. Maybe most of you guys might have already seen this one. I don't know if this sounds pretty basic. Okay, please do let me know also. I prepared this assuming we have people from non-tech background also. Okay. Okay, now I should have received another email. Yeah, see. So have you guys ever sent an email or using a program before? Anyone from this group?
I did use Alteryx. Like Alteryx is another tool.
Sorry?
That I used
Vishal.
Alteryx.
Okay.
I mean, it's a tool on itself. It's not. I mean, there are some Python libraries built into that tool, but I did use an Alteryx workflow, but not like this. Like not any coding done.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, using shell mailx, shell scripting mailx, but not through Python.
Okay. So this is just a basic one. Okay, so we have other we can do other stuff also, like we can just in last session I think we have 1 second. Yeah, I have asked them to develop, or else we collaborated on a simple automation project. Okay, where one of the person is developing this automation thing. Okay, so she, like customer table, like we have developed a simple ATM sequence, like ATM working sequence kind of thing by integrating with database. Okay, and maybe we have done one Flask API development also, where you could have your own data with you in stored in a database. Okay, and you could get responses if whenever you call it from Python, or whenever you make a curl call, or else whenever you call it from another application also. Okay, so I would say in this training series, okay, and this is mostly instructor led training session, I would handle it like from starting date till the end the date. No one else is going to take the class. First thing. Next thing, this is mostly practical oriented sessions. Okay, these will be practical oriented sessions. You won't see any slides or anything. Okay, because I don't prepare slides anything. Okay, I would mostly write something with similarly like this. Okay, if I want to discuss some topic, okay, I would write it. Okay, and I would keep it as day classes or something like that in my repository, in the repository itself. Okay, and I would encourage you to learn GitHub also, because I'm going to cover it, because most of the codes which all we are learning right now, okay, we'll just push that into the GitHub, where you will have access to all these codes, okay, with some comments, and we'll learn some standards of writing the code, like how effectively we can write it. Okay, what are the naming conventions that we should follow? So these kind of things we will learn in this training series. Okay. So I think I covered whatever I have planned for today. So now we can have questions, like if you want what you're expecting from this class. Okay, so how you feel about this one?
Sir, I would like to tell you that I'm completely from the non-IT background. I didn't, even nothing. I mean, I didn't know, yeah, nothing at all. Whatever the just, it's like, I have just noted it down for my notes purpose. I'm completely, zero in understanding the things as of now, because I accept MS Word or MS, I mean Excel, PowerPoint. Nothing. That I didn't have any knowledge on these things. So how can I get into this IT sector? How this class will help me in that, or else? So I would like to know from you
As
your
as
experiences.
I told you, like we will start with, you see, I'm not see, this course or this curriculum was designed for people from non-tech backgrounds. Okay, mostly for non-tech backgrounds and tech backgrounds as well, like some advanced topics like classes and loops. They will also be discussed towards the end of our course. Okay, and we have a sample project also. So I would start from the beginning, like as I told you, like programming, or what is programming, something like that. And I'd start how to install the Python in your system, how to what kind of tools you have to use. Like in this case, okay, we would mostly use this VS Code. Okay, I would give you a set of instructions how to install it in your systems. Okay, then I would start with from the topic one, like how to write a simple hello world program. Then how can you add, like the way we have added modified the instruction, right, previous instruction, like the same way we'll discuss each and every topic with a practical approach. Okay, I wouldn't simply say, okay, this is loop, learn this loop, something like that. I would try to relate it to our daily life. Okay, I don't know whether sometimes it sounds interesting, sometimes it might I don't know, boring, but mostly I would try to make it interesting by just relating it to our daily things. Okay, whatever we do in our daily life. Okay, I try to relate it to that. Okay, so and mostly I'll try to code in front of you, like instead of showing a pre-written script. Okay, I'll just try to improvise then and there itself in the code. If you have seen my previous classes, maybe you can see that. Okay, we would discuss the topic on that day, and we'll try to do some experiments also on the very same day. Like what if we remove this? What if I add this one? Okay, it's like an learning experience for me also. Okay, whenever I'm giving class for others, okay, I would learn. It helps me to understand the language even better. Okay, it makes me even a better at Python. Okay, every day. Okay, so in a way, it's a learning for me also. Okay, along with you.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I might be 2 or 3 steps ahead of you, but okay, let's learn together. That's what I would say. Yeah,
Okay.
I would give you every possible thing that I know. Okay, in this class. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so I would cover the API development towards the end of the application. It's up to you. Like if you come up with machine learning data, suppose a real estate data or some kind of data, I would simply write it as a project. Okay, make it as a simple application, a recommendation engine application kind of thing, and try to put it in my GitHub repository so that you can just go through it and you can understand it. Okay, how and we can even discuss that. Okay, if time permits. Okay. Any other questions or what you're expecting from this training class? Okay, how you, whether you like it or not? Any feedback?
I'm from, like I said, I just wanted to understand how we can apply this. In my current role, I am working as a business intelligence guy, to see if I can get the data. Like, I think most of it that you covered is related to data side. So, like I think this was the demo, so we just went through high level, but also the examples that you were sharing and telling simple language is good. But also if you could show us like how, like from an Excel sheet, because I also love Excel sheets. I am more of an Excel sheet guy, although I do want to
Okay.
move away from that and more into analytics. So like if you have like any kind of like more examples that we can, okay, you know what, here is my data. I want to calculate that the first thing that you was mentioning about the 5-year average thing, right? So if there is a way we could do like a five, right now I'm kind of struggling with one of those stuff like at my current role is like they wanted to know what's the moving average for it and how can I change that. So those kind of like real time examples would really help benefit me.
Okay.
And I think
Okay.
this is, since it's a starter, just an intro, I feel that it's fine. But I think when you go into detail, rather, it's more like I'd like to see how I can apply this more onto my real world. I mean, real this time.
Okay, good to know that, Vishal. Like as I'm showing you right now, like we have a couple of examples that we have covered before. They are like reading from CSV files and reading from Excel files. Okay, or is reading from any text files. Okay, suppose if you, I would say, okay, if you have any specific problem that you want to learn, okay, like you can come up with the data. Let's say if it is a confidential data, you just mark some like you just remove some fields and replace with some other. But you can share that with the class and we can work on that application. Okay, while we are discussing this CSV topic or anything. Okay.
No, that sounds good.
Yeah, we can just reading from the reading from the files, writing to the files. That's what the basic topic covers actually when it comes to the training. Okay, reading from the file, writing from the file. That's it. That's the end of the story. But if you want to analyze the data or anything, okay, let's take that as a project, maybe a simple project. We first let me work on it. Okay, if I successfully completed it, maybe, okay, then I could share that with you guys. Okay, so this is what I have done. This is the algorithm I have used, something like that, so on, so on. So if it is doable by me, okay, I would say that. Okay, yeah.
The other question also, you were saying about the GitHub thing. I haven't never learned. I mean, I know about GitHub, but it's, what is it like? How do we get to know it before before, let's say, next class, before the class? How do I get to know this? What is like the learning? We have like any links that we could go and search and get it?
Sure, I'll give you. Actually, see why I'm encouraging you to use GitHub is like, see, most of you guys are trying to have a career growth and you want to get into the programming. So when you are getting into the programming, okay, GitHub is the one of the essential tools that you should have knowledge. Actually, you should have some knowledge on it. Like GitHub is something like a shared repository. Okay.
Right, okay.
So let's say you're sitting in US, I'm in India. Okay. So suppose if I want to share a file with you, how would I share it? I have to send it over an email, right? So every time, if I modify this class program.py with some information, some more information, what I should do, every time I should send it to you, like every day. How would I keep track of each and every change of this of this file? First, that's the first challenge. And suppose if I have to share this with multiple people, okay, or else multiple people, or else suppose we have here some 10 people here in this chat list right now. Okay, all these people are contributing to the same project on a same file. Okay, so GitHub is a place where that gives people to access to same repository, and it keeps track of every change made by every person in that particular repository, or else in that particular folder, or else on a particular file. Okay, so it's kind of a version control tracking tool kind of thing, to simply put it. You understand? Whereas Git is actually command line tool, okay, which gives you, or else which is like an a console interface, okay, which gives you a console interface to directly talk to an application like GitHub. Okay, there are other applications like GitHub, namely we can call them as like Bitbucket, GitLab, something like that. Okay, so for these applications, Git command line tool is actually the backbone of it. Like based on this, they have developed it. Okay, this is just a folder. GitHub is just a folder, whereas Git command line will do all your tracking, collaborating, helping you to collaborate with others. Okay, this takes care of it. Okay, GitHub is just an user interface for you to see all your changes. Okay, see all your code. Okay, let's say if I want to see how many commits I have done on a so and so, I can see the history of my commits. Okay, so and so date, 6th October 2022, I have committed this piece of code, polymorphism, and I have added some comment to that particular code, particular chunk of code. Okay, so I have added this. Okay, initially there used to be nothing in these lines, but I have added so on so line, so some from line number 3 to 25 I've added, whereas initially in the previous version of it there was nothing there. Okay, in the previous version, in line number 33 there was nothing there, but we have added a space there. Okay, in the previous version I don't have, I have add street or a class address. Instead of that, I have added some self with the default or some kind of code. Okay, so it keeps track of every change that you have made in that repository. Okay, and it helps you to collaborate with multiple people as well at the same time. You understood, like at least you got a rough idea, or also a high level idea of what GitHub does. Okay, so as part of this tutorial, I'll try to I've given GitHub commands previously, GitHub lessons also, so I'll try to give this time also the GitHub lessons. Okay, so that you will get clear with the tool first, you'll get a good understanding of the tool, then we'll directly we can collaborate every day. Okay, that makes us easy, actually our job easy. You can create your own branch and you can say, Rajiv, I have added so and so file, you just go through it, prepare a program for me, something like that. Okay, just give me some comments on that. That's how we can do.
Okay.
Any?
This is good. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone, like, or else we can I think that's it.
Questions.
Yeah, okay.
you said we'll be using this VS Code tool. Instead of this, is it okay if I use a PyCharm?
Yeah, we can use, that's your choice. Like just to give everyone idea, VS Code is just an IDE, an integrated development environment for writing these codes and executing the codes or debugging the codes. And we have other things like PyCharm, okay, Sublime Text, okay. We have all these IDEs also available, and you can use them as well. Okay, it's up to you. If you are familiar with PyCharm, use it. If you are familiar with Sublime Text, use it. Okay, if you are familiar with VS Code, use it.
Okay.
In VS Code, I use it. I love all these extensions. Okay, where I can keep track of my.
Can I download this?
Oh, you can. I think I have added this.
Is it a free
in,
version, VS Code?
one sec,
Okay.
installations, and under this thing, okay, you can see the installations folder, and I have added the images also. Okay, how can you get it? Like suppose if you are downloading it from Mac OS, okay, VS Code download space, that was Python, and this is VS Code. Okay, I'll share the links also along with these images. Okay, I'll share the links. I'll try to update this thing, and I'll share it in the group.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question I have.
Yeah.
Do you teach anything DevOps related from DevOps perspective?
No,
Most of the
not in,
automation stuff is all useful everywhere, but
yeah, not in this session, because like that can be you can bring some topics if you have any specific topics, like, okay, Rajiv, I have this particular script where I have to automate so and so process. Okay, we can just take it as a case study, or else we can just take it as a small example if we have some time. Okay, we can do that. But as part of the curriculum, or else as part of the course, okay, maybe I'm not going to cover that, because because people are from non-IT background. Yeah, we have people from different backgrounds here. Like if you are people from tech background, maybe, and everyone looking for DevOps related things, maybe we could have covered that. But right now, I would say, as I told you before, like I will start from what is programming, then different concepts of programming, different things of like classes, conditions, data types, database, exception handling, files, functions, loops, modules. These kind of topics I would cover in this course. Okay, and I'll try to tell you about the Git related things. Okay, that's it. But mostly that part I would cover in this course.
sure.
If you have any specific requirements, I would say just draft it in some email, or send it over an email, or share it with the group. Then we'll see if we could find a quick solution for that. We'll just discuss that and in the class. Like, okay, this is what we have done. This is what we could do using Python. It could be a good example for us, for others also.
Okay, sure, fair enough.
Yeah.
One last question.
Yeah,
so
go ahead, please.
outside of the class hours, are you available just in case we have a doubt? How do we reach you in case?
You can the email address that I have given you, you can reach out to me on that email address. Outside the class, mostly I would be available, but not in the work hours. Like I told you, right? I'm in India, IST zone. So in case if you ask me, maybe I would reply with some few hours delay, something like that, but not in real time. It might not be in real time, but I would reply in some hours delay. Maybe if that is fine with you, then that's okay for me. Okay, if the question is very specific, like any program related or else any installation related, then I'll try to make it as a small document and share it here in the GitHub so that everyone can use it. Suppose, let's say, if you have problems in the VS Code installation, saying that, okay, Rajiv, I've stuck with this installation issue. if I think it is a generic issue, I will just post it in the GitHub so that everyone could use it.
Can you
Okay.
can you send you questions on WhatsApp?
WhatsApp.
If you say no, that's fine as well. Just wondering.
Yeah, you can, but you can. Even if I change my number, I'll just update it here in the group. If that is okay, yeah.
Sure. That's
Yeah.
like easily, handily available. It's something
Sure.
you know.
Sure. Please send it to me in WhatsApp also. Even I've got this new thing. I didn't look at it before, this poll thing. I just want to use that as well, like after every class, like before, even if I have some opinions to get from
Poll.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that was cool.
Okay. Any other questions?
So every day it'll be hour and a half question.
Yeah,
per
it
class.
will be a hour and a half. Like mostly we 50 minutes of class and or else 1 hour of class, 30 minutes of any questions or any examples or anything, something like that.
So class will be mostly 50 to 1 hour.
50 to 1 hour, yes.
Okay, got it.
Sometimes it might extend based on the topic that we are discussing. Mostly based on my previous experience, like when I start any topic, okay, some people might ask questions in the middle, okay, something like that. So sometimes it get extended. The number of hours, the number of minutes that I'm covering the topic might extend. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's not going to be exact same every day.
Exact same day every day. Yes. I don't mind when we are discussing any issues or anything. I don't mind at all.
So just trying to get a sense of how the structure is going to be. That's all.
Yeah. Any other questions from anyone? I hope you like the session. Okay. So as I told you before, like I'll try to keep it practical most of the time. Okay. I don't use any, I don't like to use any static content like Excel sheet or anything. Okay. So that's it. I think. Hope you had a good time knowing about Python. Now I'll stop sharing this screen unless you have any other questions. Let's stop the session. Is that okay, Ravi? Are we good? Someone said thanks for the demo. Thank you. Thanks for attending, everyone. I just want to thank everyone. Thanks for attending the class.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Raju.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.